Hello everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here on the W3L network. I am Stevie Wizard and we are gearing up for our next live W3L event. It's happening on Saturday, January the 24th at City Nightclub in Edinburgh. Already announced, we know that the merchandise Mike Musso will take on the global hero Joe Hendry. We know that Tango Temwele will collide with El Technico, and of course our main event. We'll see Nathan Reynolds defend the W3L Heavyweight Championship against #1 contender Nathan Black. Plus there'll be so much more besides. Remember, tickets for that are on sale now from our website www.w3lwrestling.com. Do not miss out, get them now before they are all gone. Now this week on the Showdown is a match that I'm sure you're waiting for the past 2 weeks. It's for the W3L Women's Championship. Viper will be defending her belt against Canada's Leah Von Dutch. 2 weeks ago we saw Leah Von Dutch defeating Carmel Jacob and we heard comments from her about what her strategy would be going into this match. Will it pay off? Let's find out by getting you to ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, it is championship match time here on Wrestling Showdown as Viper is set to defend the W3L Women's Championship against a woman who you saw in action just a couple of weeks ago here in Wrestling Showdown. She is Canadian star Leah Von Dutch. And here she comes, very popular with the crowd, who leave in their seats to get a hand clap with her. That's not bad. And of course, just a couple of weeks ago, here on Wrestling Showdown, she defeated Carmel Jacob, giving her some momentum coming into this contest. And she will need all the momentum she can get if she was to unseat Viper, because since winning that championship, she has been a dominant champion. Yes, some of her methods of retaining the title have been questionable at best. However, you can't deny that Viper has certainly proven herself to be a fine women's champion here in W3L.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall and is for the W3L Women's Championship. First of all, your challenger, she is from London, Ontario, Canada. Please welcome Leah Von Dutch. And our opponent, she is from anywhere. She damn well pleases. She is the W3L Women's Champion, Viper.
And since winning that belt back in May of 2014, Viper has defended against all challengers and has retained by fair means and foul, it has to be said. For example, back in July of 2014 in Buckhaven, she got herself disqualified when defending the belt against former champion Sarah. Of course, the title won't change hands on a disqualification, so Viper retained that belt. So she is no stranger to underhanded tactics. Such a shame, because Viper's a fantastic talent in her own right and has proven that with her career, but she feels the need to bend and break the rules, so we will see if she needs to do that in this contest. We used to have actually wrestled before. Leah Von Dutch's first ever match in W3L was against Viper. That was May 2013 in Grangemouth. They wrestled each other and Viper managed to defeat her, again using some questionable methods at the time. So you know there is some animosity there. Leah Von Dutch wants to avenge her loss against Viper, and of course if she does that tonight, in the process she will become W3L Women's Champion. When you consider that LVD has held championships in Canada, in the United States, to take the W3L Women's Championship would, I'm sure, be the highest accolade she's ever achieved. And whether she would be defending that over in Canada or whether she would remain with more W3L shows in Scotland, who alone knows. We'll find out if when she wins that title. And she's got that side headlock clamped on, Viper trying everything she can to get rid of her. And LVD, good move, they're using her momentum and shifting her weight and causing Viper to be taken down with that side headlock. And Viper's got to be careful, if her shoulders touch the canvas it will be classed as a pinfall. And LVD's got that headlock, she is not letting go, and as I say that, Viper sends her off the ropes. Oh, and Leah Von Dutch hits the shoulder block, but Viper is not moving. She's certainly more powerful of the two women. And she hits the body press. This could be all, could be that early. But LVD kicks out. As we heard from her just 2 weeks ago here in Wrestling Showdown, Leah Von Dutch, her strategy going this match is to be faster and quicker than Viper. And it has to be said that so far, matching power with her has not worked. It's her speed that seemed to be getting her the advantage in the early going, but Viper has turned the match around. And she nails that double axe handle blow to the lower back of Leah Von Dutch. And Viper not giving her opponent a respite for a second, just nails her forearm. Now ramming her midsection with shoulder blocks. And Viper's such a powerful wrestler, but can wrestle as well, does know some technical stuff, and she can move too. She's a tremendous talent and has proven it time and time again. And she's wrestled all throughout the UK, so in France as well. So I mean, Viper is getting known more and more. As Leah Von Dutch went for that flying body press and just crashed and burned, and Viper ducked out the way. Again, they have met before here in W3L. As Viper lands a big splash, this could be it here. But Leah Von Dutch kicks out. Viper go for another pinfall straight away. Not giving Leah Von Dutch any chance to gain some breath back or recover or what have you. And Viper not really taking too kindly to the idea that a Canadian who's over on a tour for the UK is going to come in and perhaps take her title. And throttled on the ropes. Referee Kenny Wyatt stepping in that 5 count now. And LVD's momentum has been totally cut off. She's slow, she can barely get any breath in her lungs it looks like, and Viper just taking pot shots at her as she chooses. And LVD fires back. A couple of solid forearms there, pummeling Viper. You know, matching power, Viper's the best move. And it certainly isn't. Viper just muscled her down, taking a handful of hair and just threw it on the floor. And nails her again, and Viper more slower, more methodical than Leah Von Dutch is, and it's certainly working for her. Because Viper's been having a war, if you like, with Sarah, the former women's champion. She's retained that title against her by hook or by crook at every opportunity, and she floats in after the vertical suplex. And so Viper has kept a firm grasp on that title. And you know, Viper was newly women's champion a few years ago at Resolution 4. She was in the finals of a tournament to crown the vacant women's champion. The title was vacated at that point, and she lost, and it's been eating away at her ever since. So when she made it work for her back in May of last year, she's been determined to keep that belt, a championship she has coveted for so long. And now she's got it, she's unwilling to let it go. Of course, if you saw Resolution 8, you'll know the nefarious tactics she used to retain that title. If you haven't seen it, if you weren't there, then it'll be available on DVD soon, so make sure you get yourself a copy of that one. As Viper now going to add Leah Von Dutch to her hit list. And slams her face first into the turnbuckles. And going for it again. And that's 3 corners. There's a strap match with nearly a 1. And Viper now takes the turnbuckle, and Leah Von Dutch fighting back. Just pummeling Viper, who's reeling. And a chop. And Leah Von Dutch needs to use her speed and her aerial ability to get the better of Viper here. Power is not a good thing to match out, and she just boots Viper squarely in the face. And she kicks her on top of the skull, and Viper's reeling. He got smacked in the nose there, her eyes could be watering. And LVD with a closing of the middle rope. And just drives that back elbow. Comes off the ropes with a nice swinging head scissors. And Viper was flying into the corner. The crowd getting behind Leah Von Dutch. They want to see this championship change hands. They want to see this popular Canadian starlet take the title. And she drives Viper down with the bulldog. Gets 1, gets 2, only 2. Viper kicking out. And LVD firing up the crowd, and they get behind her and just spurs her on to greater and greater things. Of course, last time she was on Wrestling Showdown, she pinned Colonel Jacob after the KLM. That's what Moonsault likes to do. And she drops Viper the face first, and she could go for the KLM. And I think that's what she's going for. She's playing the top rope. So Viper is weakened enough for us to hit. But she's not. And Leah Von Dutch crashes down, hits the mat. And Viper's got her with a rope. And she's got a handful of shorts, I think. And that's how she beat her in Grangemouth when they first met. And Viper's pinned her again and retains the title. You see what I mean about Viper breaking those rules with a handful of Leah Von Dutch's shorts. But regardless, she has pinned her and has retained the title. Kenny Wyatt didn't see it. And this week on Wrestling Showdown, Viper retains the W3L Women's Championship. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Viper retains the W3L Women's Championship. And as much fun as it is watching these matches here on the W3L Network, nothing beats seeing the W3L stars in person. And as luck would have it, we have 3 big events lined up for you. On Saturday, January 24th, we are in City Nightclub in Edinburgh. Then on Saturday, February 28th, it's our annual Remedy event. This time comes to you from Dunfermline. And the night before that, on the Friday, we are in Stirling. We'll be taping matches for Wrestling Showdown. Tickets for all 3 events are available now from our website, www.w3lwrestling.com. Make sure you get yours today, otherwise you'll end up missing out. Ladies and gentlemen, next week we have a massive treat for you. Because it's the first ever, we have got not 1 but 2 matches here on Wrestling Showdown. Are we spoiling you or what? Ladies and gentlemen, make your plans now to see both those matches next week. That's pretty much all we have for you this week. So I've been Stevie Wizard. This has been Wrestling Showdown. We'll see you next week.